Can't wait to actually start on the truck so I don't have to push it out every day. To get the E28 down, I've got to push this thing on my own. The thing must weigh like 2 and a bit ton. I've got to push it on my own out the door every single day. So yeah, when it's on the ramp, I won't have to do that as much. But let's get this big stupid thing pushed out. There we go, she's outside. So we'll drop the E28 down and I'll let you know what we're doing in today's video. Right, so for those of you that don't know, this is my 1987 BMW E28. Obviously it's a Euro spec. It came with a 520i. And, we've converted it to M20B25 from an E34, so it's the later motor. And it's a 2.5 instead of being a 2. So if you don't know, the E34 M20s used Motronic 1.3, which is an updated version of the ECU, like basically the software for running the engine. There's a lot of differences. They're a much more efficient engine from what I can tell. They're about 170 brake in the B25 configuration instead of the 99 in the 2 litre. But yeah, there's lots of updates on this engine. It's a lot better than the B20. So obviously the car uses the E34's plug, which is the E34 C101, which is this round plug. The E28s have this C101 plug, which is square, and obviously this does not fit that. So what you can do is buy a harness adapter, which basically plugs into here, and makes everything chooch and run. So I reached out to a company called Condor Speed Shop in the States. They're quite well known for making cool parts for BMWs, so I reached out to them and told them what I was doing, and they were like, yeah, well, we can definitely help you with that. So I'll show you the plug for adapting the E34 C101 to the E28 fuse box plug. So here we have a parcel from Condor. They sent us a nice little beer cozy. We don't really do them over here in the UK. It's not really a thing. But I'll definitely put it to use. We've got a sticker that can go on the ramp. And this is the Loom Adapter. So I'll get a knife and we'll cut it open. Right, so as you can see, we've got the loom here. So you've got the round E34 C101 into the square E28 C101. So you get plenty of loom to go at. So you've definitely got enough room to tuck it away out of the way. There is these alternative sensors, so you have engine speed, you've got vehicle speed, fuel rate, I think that's it, yeah. So you've got fuel rate, engine speed and vehicle speed. So these, as you can see, they've got like like a clip on them, and they basically clamp onto the wires behind your dash. So there's a little plug, I'll show you in the car, there's a little plug in the dash that you need to put these connections on to get your RPMs and your fuel rate on your dash and stuff like that. Obviously the car will run without this stuff, but it's nice to have it built into the Loom, and it's as simple as just open this clamp and shut the clamp on the wire that's behind the dash. So it also comes with your instructions. So you've got how to install it basically. Start removing this square 101. Only push or pull from the highlighted areas. The tabs can be damaged if too much force is applied. And you've got this as well. Both C101 connector types are no longer available from the dealership, but when inserting and removing this round C101, be sure to keep the connectors aligned when twisting them together or twisting them apart. Not solely rely on the connector to twist together by itself. Do that could result in the connector breaking. Instead, while twisting, gently push the connectors together or pull them apart at the same time. So you've just got to be careful with them, because these are like reproduction plugs, so they're not as good as OEM, but they're pretty good. And then this is your instructions for the extra. So plus the temp sensor, that's actually integrated into the harness adapter, so you don't have to worry about that. Oil level, that's integrated into the harness. Fuel rates for your mile per gallon, I'll show you that on the car, but it's just use that little T-tap connect into the C104 pin 3 white and black in the glove box. They're easy to find, really easy to see. Engine speed, use the T-tap to connect it to C104 pin black in the glove box. That's again really easy to find. And then you've got this last one, which is vehicle speed signal, that goes onto a wire in the back of the gauge cluster, i.e. clocks, if you're a UK person. Attach it to C2 pin 10 or C5 pin 8, brown and red. And they've got the little diagram there to show you how to do it. But for the price, it's a pretty comprehensive thing. Obviously this is pretty much literally plug and play. You put this on, put your wires in, and it's done. So I'll take you over to the car, I'll show you how it all plugs in and it goes together, and then we'll see if she fires up. Right, so get your adapter, take your square and check it goes in the right way. Yep, that's it. And just pop it in, so that's in there. And then the C101 for the Loom. I haven't got a spare pair of hands, but it goes in there, and I'll show you it together. There we go, that's installed. So it's like fits really nice into that connector, but it's a two-hand job. You've got to pull them both together while you twist that, otherwise you risk breaking the plug. So we've got these two in. So this now, the only wires that you need to manually splice into your car is these three. They're basically accessories. So these go, there's plenty of length on them to go into the cab. So you put them in that gap there, just feed them through, and then you can put your Loom wherever you want it really in the bay, because you've got so much extra wire for your connector that you can just kind of route it wherever you see fit. So we'll plug her in, and I'll show you, see if the car starts. Get that out of the way, don't want anything to get caught. Right, so turn my blowers off. They don't need to be on. So as you can see, all my sensors have come up for the power, so see if she fires up. She lives. As you can see, all I did was put the loom in, fire straight up. It's got a bit of a wobble on. It's got a bit of a rough idle for some reason. Yeah, she's alive, boys. Feels good. Right, so fed those wires in there. These are the 3 accessory wires. So come into the glove box. And you should be able to see them poking through, but there is this little plug here. So this has got the black and white wire and the solid black wire for the sensors. So there's 2 to put into this plug here, and then you've got to run 1 down the back of the dash to the back of the clocks, and behind the cluster or clocks is another wire that you just you put in. I think that was vehicle speed, I can't quite remember, but yeah, easy as that. So got my loom, there's my ECU. Need to mount that up there somewhere, but yeah, really straightforward. And it makes, if you're like me and you don't like wiring, it makes it such less of a headache, because you literally just buy the plug it in, run some wires, engine runs. It's mint. So yeah, definitely happy with that. At the minute I'm trying to bleed the cooling system on the thing. So if you remember in the last video I made the bottom rad mounts, I'll show you the top one. So this is my top radiator mount, just slots in there, pushes up against there, and I have 2 holes behind there to mount it to, and that's it. Just stops it from moving about. When they're in, the radiator doesn't move at all. So yeah, we're just trying to bleed her up, get the coolant in all of the passageways, and yeah, it's coming together. Looms ran all up there. I've tidied up, had to run an extended loom, extended wire from the ECU for the coil, because it was on this side. On the E34, the loom comes across the bulkhead here and it goes into this side, but obviously on E28s it goes that way. So the wire for it was the power wire for the coil wasn't long enough, so I've just had to extend it, ran a new wire. Cheers to Stay Kelly for giving me a hand with that. But yeah, as far as the engine and swap goes, everything's pretty much in. Clutch needs bleeding, and then yeah, coolant system needs bleeding, then brakes need filling with brake fluid because there's nothing in them. And that should be it. Ready, good to go. Good to take it out for a test drive, and I imagine it's gonna be a lot quicker with this in 170 brake instead of 100, if that. So yeah, I'm excited. Thanks again to Condor for the amazing Loom Adapter. Just it makes this such less of a headache. Don't have to like cut a loom, get a plug, cut the loom up, cut the loom off the old engine, make the plug, like repin the connectors and all that stuff. You literally just send them some money, and I think this is the cheapest actual adapter they make. So send them some money and you can literally just plug your Motronic 1.3 into your old L-Jetronic, I think these are, management system. But yeah, much better. Right, so if you can see, I've hooked those wires in. The one behind the gauge cluster or clocks is in as well. So we'll turn it on, see if it works. Oh, indicator off. Oh dear. There we go. We have a rev counter, lads. Sick. Happy with that. So in other news, I put a story on Instagram last week saying that I'd quite like to put some stuff on the walls around the machines. They just look pretty bare. I mean, I am a fan of the minimalist look, but I thought to have some cool things up on the wall would just add a little bit to it. And the lovely folks over at Boyd's reached out and said, I'll send you a banner. So this is it, pumping gas and hauling ass. And it's even got an old truck on it. And it's black and white. So this is right up my street, and I think it's going to go there on the wall in that gap. But yeah, it's a proper good quality thing. It's like really like real canvas banner. Yeah, it's sick. I love the slogan as well. It's class. So yeah, I'll put Boyd's Instagram in the video and in the description. So if you want to go and check them out, they sell some cool stuff like they sell cool merch like t-shirts, long sleeves, hats, banners, obviously, even Mexican blankets, which is something I've thought about for the truck. So yeah, thanks again to Boyd's for sending me the banner. It's going to look cool on the wall. So as you can see from my splattered wall, the exhaust is also absolutely black. So what's happening is the car has E36 328 Sport pink top injectors, which you might be able to see in there, and they flow way too much petrol for the engine to know what to do with it. So it's running way too rich, which won't be helping the idle problem. It's also, when you unplug the MAF, the idle goes smooth. When the math's plugged in, it surges. So there's a bit of research to be done, I think. See what we need to do. I think I'm gonna have to just get 2.5 injectors for the rail, and I don't know what to do about the math. I'll have to look into it. But yeah, mounted all my power steering lines, so they're all put in now. Mounted this diagnostics port on the side of the fuse box with the original little clamp. The engine harness is just behind there, tucked in that corner. And I've also ran my 3 extra wires off the adapter through here and in there. So they're all tucked in now. So yeah, coolant's bled. Thanks to Pete and Elliot for helping me bleed that up. And yeah, pretty much just teething problems. I need to do the brakes. I need to bleed the brake system. Probably going to just like use an air-fed bleeder to try and expedite that process a bit, and go from there. So thanks again to Condor Speed Shop for the E28 to E34 harness adapter. It's made it such a more of a straightforward process for me, at least, because I aren't smart with electrics, I suppose. I'm not like, I don't have a very good grasp of it yet, so that just streamlines that for me 10 times over. I know a lot of people don't like messing with electrics on cars, so if you're like me and you don't like fucking about with splicing wires and figuring out where wires go and stuff like that, then I would definitely recommend Condor for a swap harness. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.